This segment is sponsored by the West Michigan Home and Garden Show. I have discovered that one of the best ways to make it through a Michigan winter is to surround myself with living things. We're talking plants and lots of them. But my thumb is anything but green, and I'm always seeking the advice of other plant lovers. Well, lucky for us, the Houseplant Guru is here with some advice for growing beautiful, thriving houseplants. Hi, Lisa Steinkopf. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I know this Michigan winter has been awful, but my plants are making it through. They just take the sunshine when they can get it, just like we do.
Yeah, you look like you've carved out a beautiful spot in the middle of the jungle, but houseplants are super hot right now. What is it that has made them so popular?
Well, I think they were getting popular before the lockdown, but young people have discovered houseplants, and it's wonderful. I'm so happy that they are, back in, and they're really, I think that they're more into them than anybody ever has been. They are collecting them. They will spend any money they can that they need to get what they want. But I just think, during lockdown, we were all just like, oh my goodness, other than just going outside, but we lived through winters, so we just needed something to take care of inside, something to talk to.
Yeah.
If you were lonely, a lot of people were alone.
Yes.
So
Succulents were kind of a gateway to young people loving plants, I think. Now, I'm not sure about that, but plants do a lot, obviously, for our surroundings. They beautify it, as we can see you in your lovely setting. But what do they do for my home and for me?
Well, their plants are proven to be therapy. There's nothing better than, if you're having a bad day or you're a little anxious, to get a plant and just clean the leaves, and you can be able to talk to their plants, which is fine. I don't, well, I'm always talking, so probably they think I'm talking to them. And, you're washing them, you're grooming them, and it's just calming. It's very calming. Plus that, they're really serene. They add to when I go into a home that doesn't have a house plant, it makes me a little anxious. Whereas probably people come in here and think, well, you got a little too many house plants. It makes them anxious.
What's the most important aspect of plant care?
It's really light. If you don't have the right light, or any light, you cannot grow a house plant. But like behind me, it's so bright because I have a grow light in this corner. And I have plants that are blooming. This one plant is just, you can't see it. I go like that. You can kind of see it, but it's been blooming since I put it in this corner. So it's really all about light. You have to have some kind of light, and figure out what light you have, north, south, east, or west, and find a plant that will fit the area that you have.
I kind of thought you might say water, and watering is difficult. I know I'm doing it wrong because I've read your advice. I water once a week, but I should not have a schedule, should I?
Well, if it's working for you, I always say, if it's working for you, don't change. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. But as a rule, like we both live in Michigan, and I'm telling you, we have had, in January, I think we had maybe 2 sunny days. So those plants aren't photosynthesizing. So they're not eating. That's the only way they get fed, is from the sun or from a light source. So they're not really growing that fast. So they're not using water. So if it's been a really cloudy week, maybe you should, put your finger in there, see if it needs water first. Don't just water willy-nilly.
Yeah. Is that what you do, though? You go each day and kind of check on the status of your plants, or not every day?
You can see this is just a smattering of what I have. So I really don't have time to do that. But most people that have a few house plants, or even, less than 100, or they can have time to go through and, check each plant. But I can kind of tell now, I've had them for so long. I know when they're dry. I know where they're at. But yeah, you should be check on a schedule if you want to. Stick your finger. If it's a big pot, use some kind of dowel. See what's going on at the bottom of the pot. Stick it in, let it sit, pull it out. If it's wet, don't water it.
Okay, that's good advice. I have a plant that felt kind of sticky to me, and I thought, it's kind of like a sappy plant. But my sister said, "You've pests in there, you bugs."
There are sappy plants. There are plants that may have a little sticky residue on them. But if it's sticky, I can kind of spot it, across the room. It could be scale, it could be mealybugs, and what that sticky stuff is, unfortunately, but they're excreting.
Oh,
it's called honeydew, but it's really bug poo. And yeah, and then it attracts other things like diseases. So, but it's a very good indicator that yes, there's a problem, and you need to start looking around and seeing what else you can find.
Well, folks, you can meet the Houseplant Guru and get more of her great advice at the West Michigan Home and Garden Show. It's March 2 through 5 at DeVos Place in Grand Rapids. You can also check out her website, thehouseplantguru.com. And I thank you, Lisa, for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was wonderful.